Cycle sport has got such an amazing, rich, deep history. It's an old sport and it's got this incredible, rich tapestry of events and drama and stories. For Rapha, from the start, it's been really important to explore that history and all the stories and all the drama. And there are an incredible number of lost races that used to be run and used to be all over the French press, but now we don't hear about. So when we first started thinking about raising some money for Ambitious About Autism, we didn't want to do something that was obvious, something that had been done before. We wanted to do something which was more ambitious and really tapped into the history of the sport and gave our customers and our friends something that they couldn't get elsewhere. So we instantly started thinking about some of the lost races, and Bordeaux-Paris is one of those lost classics.
They start at night for the one-day race from Bordeaux to Paris, probably the toughest cycling contest held in France.
It was run for dozens of years throughout the 20th century, and it was one of the big classic races. But it was pretty unique in that it rode through the night from Bordeaux to Paris, with the guys riding in teams, not stopping, and riding for 12, 13, 14 hours and beyond. And that endurance and the dark night through to the day gives it an amazing character.
You've got to be prepared when you ride the Bordeaux-Paris to make sure you keep a lot in reserve for the last 30, 40 miles, because that last even 70 miles is quite tough. Bordeaux-Paris was very special in the spectators and the riders' eyes because it was so gruelling. Everyone knew it was the toughest race.
The distance is 346 miles, a stiff test even for the experts over the channel.
You looked at the map and thought, my God, it's a fair distance to ride. And as we left Bordeaux, you're going through all these tunnels where you were just in complete darkness, complete black. And probably somewhere between Bordeaux and Angoulême, Jack had a really bad time, Anquetil lying on my shoulder, falling asleep with Stabilansky steering his bike and me pushing him by the bum. There's a lot of jokes told, a lot of leg pulling, and everyone was like a big British club run, as if we had done an all-night club run. And it was quite pleasant, but it was nice to see the daylight. You felt very tired when the day came in. You felt really bad for a while until it got to 9 o'clock. And then it was like another day at the office, once you got the dernies, you're kind of dragged along by the dernier. But it was obviously a relief when you got to the stadium, but the crowds were unbelievable. I've never seen a crowd like it. They were so appreciative of the distance and the hard ride all the way from Bordeaux to Paris.
There are two interesting reasons why we would want to run Bordeaux-Paris this year. One is that it's 25 years since it was last run, and the other is that it was 50 years ago that Tom Simpson won Bordeaux-Paris.
And well up with the leaders is Tommy Simpson, number 15. He lives in France and rates as one of the big men in cycling, the sport France is crazy about. Tommy Simpson's the first Briton to win the event this century.
Tom will always be remembered for his British attitude. He was like a man possessed. He always really wanted to put Britain on the map. And strangely enough, as soon as Wiggins came along, Bradley Wiggins, I started thinking, that's Tom Simpson reincarnated, because he's just got exactly the same attitude.
The sport France is crazy about.
The commentators make me laugh. Tom Simpson, probably now the second greatest British tour rider ever. The advice I'd give to anyone riding the Bordeaux-Paris in the charity ride, I'd say, like you would to a marathon run, and do a lot of training beforehand. Stock up well, food-wise, and make sure you rode to your own capability. It's a matter of survival. Survival, I would say, is the most important thing. To go from Bordeaux-Paris in 24 hours would be an amazing achievement.
Starting out in the south with the light dimming, trying to get all the way to Paris, having done that amount of distance, 560 kilometres, will be amazing.
You've got to be very tough, you know. Ride within yourself, then you'll do it, you know.